Hello students, welcome to CR Digital Classes. In the current video, we are going to understand about the concepts related to cryptography, cryptanalysis and cryptology. What exactly these are. So until unless we don't understand the concepts, we cannot understand the complete detail or explanation of the concepts. So here I am trying to focus on the concepts related to this. So first is cryptography. What exactly is cryptography? Cryptography is a method of transforming the plain text into unreadable form. That means in general, when we understand about the communication, what we say, we read in our communication language, like we try to receive, and in our brain it decodes, again it will send us in the form, so it will send to the sensory organ, then the organ will be reacting. In the same way here also, coding and decoding will be happening. One, it will be coding to understand, and again it will decode to receive. Okay, so here sender and receiver. Here what is there? It is in the plain text form. It is transforming in a unreadable form. Okay, again it will be transformed in the readable form. Why it is happening? To understand, to protect it. For the security purpose, it is converting into unreadable form. So this unreadable form can be only read by the authorized users. So whoever are authorized, who has given that access, those people can only read that unreadable, which is in the form of unreadable. And it is derived from cryptos. So why this name has given cryptology? Because it is derived from the Greek word that is cryptos. The meaning is hidden or secret. Cryptos means secret. So as we are making it into unreadable form, which is in the hidden form, it is known as crypto. Cryptos means cryptography. Then it employs techniques like encryption and decryption. So when it is transformed, this unreadable form, we say it is encrypted. And again when it is made into again plain text, it is called decryption. So this is the both are required for transformation to the unreadable form, and they will again reverse that into plain text. That is what process happens in the cryptography. Then in encryption, the plain text is transferred to cipher text. So which is unreadable, whatever we are saying, that is called as cipher text or encrypted text. Because with the help of encryption and during the process of encryption it is made. So it is called as cipher text or encrypted text. So decryption is the reverse process of encryption. So what we done in the encryption, we have made plain text into unreadable or cipher text. Now again whatever there in the cipher text, we are making it into plain text. This is what the process goes on. So that again we call it as decryption. That is coding and decoding in that form. So where the encrypted text can be transformed back into plain text. So this is the process happens in cryptography. So the transformations are performed by using cryptographic key. So for transforming this, they should have a proper key. That key is called as cryptographic key. Thus, cryptography is the process of providing information security, thereby protecting it from unauthorized access. So why this process is done? First, we are trying to make it in the unreadable form, which is known as cipher text. Again, we are making into plain. We are trying to protect, to provide the security. We are changing it into unreadable form. Whoever is having that cryptographic key, they can make it into, they can see it as a plain text. That is the intention about, that is the facility which is through the cryptography. Then next is, that is continuation of this. We also understand about the provides security to the information. As we discussed, it provides security to the information, as well as it also protects, that is others who are not related to this, they cannot see this information because we are making it as a confidential. Then useful applications for improving authentication methods like message digest, digital signatures, non-repudiation and encrypted network communication. So here we are trying to secure in a high level way, like what it is message digest, digital signatures, and non-repudiation, which is not rejected, and encrypted network communication. So providing the security for that information in different levels. Almost until unless we have to take care, that is the level of the security is required where the hackers may not be able to hack that information. So if it is not implemented properly, then it would lead to many security problems. As I was mentioning, if we don't take care related to the security, that is authentication problem or non-repudiation problem or digital signatures, then it may lead to serious problems. The information may be leaking to the other people. Then the length and strength of encryption key is also very important. This is because the strength of an encryption algorithm is depend on the key. So the key should be in a strong, whatever the key prepared, it should be in a strong, which has potential, so that the person may not be again decrypting. Okay, so that is very important. Even we can also see that many of the whatever information we receive, until unless we don't have strong, for example our mail ID you take, it will be mentioning the password is weak. So we have to give the strength one, the strength key, so that the people may not be hacking the information or may not be able to decrypt the information. Then cryptanalysis. What exactly is cryptanalysis? It is a process of analyzing about the encryption, decryption. What is the key given? What is the key provided for that? They try to find out what is the key where they can take that information. They can grab that information. That is about the cryptanalysis. It is a type of attack that makes certain attempts possible for obtaining the plain text and the key used. They are trying to trial and error. Like what is the key, they try to do that. So because they want to have that information, this is called as one type of attack, and this is also called, it is a process wherein they try to decrypt to know the information. For that, what they require key. So what they try to do, they try to give 2-3 times the key, try to frame the key in such a way so that they can get the information. If it is able to determine the key, the effect is disaster. If they are able to trace out what is the key, then whole information will be spread out or whole information will be broadcasted. And all encrypted messages which are already transmitted and those that are ready to be transmitted in future or damaged. So if any of the hacker is try to get that key, is able to trace out that key, then all information will be, especially confidential keys. Sometimes it is related to national security, sometimes it is related to other information which is not supposed to be leaked. But if the hackers are very smart and intelligent, they can try to find out the key. If they really determine the key, it is very dangerous for. Okay, so this is the figure you can see. First the plain text is there, then we are encrypting, then again decrypting. This is what which is called as ciphertext, and again it is plain text. Now the person is try to read this plain text. He's try to use the key and try to read the plain text. So this is what about the cryptanalysis. Then cryptology. What is cryptology? Now we understood what is cryptography. We also understood what is cryptanalysis, where both combinedly, the cryptology is study of both. That is cryptography. The person is trying to have the encryption and decryption and also try to determine about the key. That is cryptology. So cryptology is the study of both cryptography and cryptanalysis. So cryptography is sometimes mistakenly as cryptography. So it can be even say sometimes cryptography, we can also say it as sometimes cryptanalysis. Then but cryptology in essence encompasses both cryptography and cryptanalysis. So cryptanalysis is the process of recovering the original text from the encrypted text without the knowledge of the key. So they will try to find out on the basis of key, and also without having key they try to take that information, try to trace that information. Then cryptanalysis is the reverse of cryptography. The attempts made by cryptanalyst is to unhide the plain text. So what he tries to do there, he tries to unhide the plain text depend upon the level of information available to him. And the worst case will be when one ciphertext is available for cryptanalysis. In such scenario, brute force attacks are used. What is it? Brute force attacks. They try to steal the information, try to collect and gather about the information. How to take that? That is what I said is they try to make the trial and error and make the attack so many times to get the information. The analyst may use one or more samples of ciphertext repeatedly and unhide the plain text. He can also replace the ciphertext with plain text or use a random key that may help in him to reveal the plain text. Sometimes he try to find out the key. If not, without key also he tries to find out what all attempts he will be making, trial and error. He will try to replace that ciphertext and checks so many times. Then role of public key and private key. So any information we require both. One is public key and other one is private key. What is this public key and what is the private key? Let us understand. The pair of public and private keys are used for encrypting and decrypting. So here in the table you can see this is the plain text or original text. Public key is required to encrypt. So it is open. Public key is open. It is broadcasted to all users. Then coming to unreadable form. So once it is encrypted, the content becomes unreadable form, which we were understood as ciphertext. Then again it is decrypted. Decryption is made basing on the private key. So the person who knows the private key can only access the original text. The other people cannot get the original text. So it is very much confidential that this private key is not supposed to broadcast. It is only should be kept secret. So each public key is broadcasted, whatever I am saying, for the encryption, and the corresponding private key is kept secret. So this private key should be kept secret. The text data or message which is encrypted without public key can be decrypted only with your private key. So it cannot be open until unless we don't have the private key. We cannot read it in the original text. This is about the role of public key and private key. And the user can also generate a pair of keys, that is public key and private key. The public key is made public by keeping it in the public register, that is access to everyone. Public key is accessed by anyone. Corresponding key, private key, is kept secret. Therefore, it is only known to the user or the owner. So the user maintains the public keys of other users to exchange the messages. So public key is used for exchanging the messages, but it is not helpful in reading the plain text. Original text decryption, it is not useful. Then when user A, this is example, user A wishes to send any message to B. Now it is encrypted by using the public key, but when the B want to read it, he has to have the private key. So with the help of private key only, he can decrypt the information. So no other except B can decrypt the message because only B knows the private key. The communication is secure as long as the private key is protected from the hacker. That is, as long as the key is protected, private key is protected, there is no scope for the broadcasting of the key. That is information. Once it is broadcasted, once anybody are able to get that key, then it will be broadcasted. So that is the reason it is advised to change the keys in a different time interval, so that the people, other users may not be able to decrypt it. So the questions may be asked either one concept or any of the two or any of the three, or you may be asking in the essay to write about all four concepts. Hope this video is helpful in understanding what is cryptography, what is cryptanalysis, cryptology, and public key and private key.